Hello and welcome. Today is that of the first day of August 2018. My name is Derek and this is the Money Charts channel and the Crypto Day Morning. Like always, all trades, all bets, all wagers, and really it's gambling. Well, that's within your own risk, own reward. I want to talk very little or briefly about gambling in three different categories in which there are for gamblers, as there can be problem gamblers, whether it be small or life-threatening to their own and other ones to, well, it's destroyed so many lives. I've seen the documentaries, and a lot of these are situations of people who go out of control with, I've seen with slot machines, obviously, is one of the bigger ones, and that of scratch tickets. And I've known a lot of people as well, growing up in a gambling family, and of course in a casino through many of my days. I get to know some people, and of course, there are many whom are addicted to it, and they often play games, or always, where they are at a disadvantage to begin with. Then you got leisure gamblers who are able to control the risk reward. In fact, a lot of them know they are going to probably lose because they're playing the slot machine. They're smart enough to know that the odds are against them. So they bring $20, $30, $40, whatever they could easily afford, and they use it as a form of entertainment. If they win, so be it, and if not, well, that's why it's recreational, leisure. And then you got advantage play, and that's when you have an advantage on your side on the long-term time frame. There's only so many games that can be available, but there are several people in the world that would fit that category. All right then. So within the technical analysis of Bitcoin, you have this downtrend from 10,000 early May to very late June, month and a half going down, month and 3/4 even. And the high of 10,000, the low of 57. It's then had a matching high rally, a higher low rally, break the neckline of an inverted head and shoulders pattern, correct through time for about 4 or 5 days, and then 2 green candles up, getting past, of course, this level of resistance, and close to the resistance from May the 21st. Then a small price correction, another price correction higher. Why is it a correction on both sides? Well, price correction going lower here because you have an up move and you have a higher low. Then you have an up move from this down move that becomes a lower high. And then this move is a price move again to the downside, which has arrived to such roughly at its key area where I thought it would end up going to, roughly around the 75 mark, which is into this area of previous resistance. 7130 is a key Fibonacci level, and it usually pierces extra, so I would think the next key level of support. And yeah, technically got the bottom of this range, I guess, at 72, but 7,000 I think would be the psychological number, and a small pierce below this number, if of course that's what it's going to come down to. On the single hour time frame, this thing, since its a big decline, had a very small correction, mainly through time in here, and now it's having another one, but it's having its first sustained correction of some sort, which is 5 or 6 periods, maybe around that area, with the declining 18. It has spent the last few periods within it. It's got a long ways to go to correct. Whether this is going to be a bottom on the 60-minute time frame, question mark, I don't know. If it is, I'm expecting to see all of the situations band flatten out to establish resistance, all of that type of mumbo jumbo. And as a trader, it's cool when it can all come into play and the market does what you'd want on a step-by-step pattern. And overall, the sell-off that has been going on has pretty much been the case when we look at this, or when I look at this rather, on the 3-day time frame. I'm going to change this to remove the lines on here to make it easier to view. As we take a look at the 3-day chart on the Bitstamp exchange, it's all the same for exchanges, but stage 1, band flatten out. Stage 2, establish resistance. So band flattening out really occurring around the 8th or 9th, 6th at the end of the first week of July. Stage 2 establish resistance. You know what? That's decent enough above the band to count. Stage 2, come back to the band. The 18 average of highs, as if that technical number really has any type of jurisdiction or any type of sort. 7,412. So it's got to come back to the band to go to a correctionary test within its move. So it's pretty darn near close. I'd still like to see maybe a move to even 7,000 and even possibly pierce below that too. I mean, hitting this 18 average of lows, it's a scary situation because obviously if this doesn't succeed, its support in this area and it ends up showing weakness at the 18 average of lows, and I've talked about a $3,000 target for quite some time. I've laid off it for a little bit because of the actual correctionary move and the fact that it didn't do it when I really thought it was going to at the end of June of last year, let alone back in here. I was less optimistic. It was a major play in April, but I still was thinking, okay, it could easily go through here. I wasn't too optimistic at all that this was going to bottom where it did, but bottom line is it had its bottoming move, it's had its rally. If this rally ultimately fails and you thus see in weakness 18 lows, price action holding and stand below 6,500 after several days from now, then there's good indication that that is going to be the case. But for now, this is that of the approach of this correctionary move that I find very important, because if it's able to do such, and then maybe if it's able to get above here, then this is going to be a good indication. I was not expecting this to be able to happen at, well, this would be the lowest you could expect. I was expecting that it would even be 11 to 12,000, and for some cases that's going to be the more safer entry point. But if it does something to the degree of coming back to this band a bit more or spending some more time going sideways, and if it does that, it would automatically hit the band through time as it is anyway, and then clearly break above 84.75. And a clear break above 84.75 I would define as at least 87.25 minimum, because if this is at, like, say 86.11, that's not, yeah, it's technically above it, and with 2020 or any vision that's not perfect but good enough, you can clearly tell that, oh, it's above it, because I can even read numbers here, 84.96, 96, and I can read whatever current price at 85.05 or 85.20. Okay, smart guy, wise guy. But a clear break is when it's very, very noticeably above. And again, in this case, I'd want probably, doing the long-term analysis, at least a couple hundred basis points above. Thank you for tuning in and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.